Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Triple M Tech. This is Mohammed Rafi Ansari and you are watching Triple M Tech. First of all, if you have not liked and subscribed my channel, please do like and subscribe and share this video to others as well. It takes a lot of time to or lot of effort to make a video, useful video. Okay, to help you guys to learn the concept and understand the concept and use in various forms. Okay, if you are a programmer, definitely video is gonna help you. Okay, I have included a lot of useful commands which you used in daily basis for SQL programming or SQL use. Okay, it doesn't matter in what way you are going to use this in in your program, but these commands will gonna help you a lot. Okay, especially for the beginners who's uh, going to make their career in programming, or they are using the SQL in different ways. It's gonna help them a lot. Okay, so I will request you to like and subscribe and share the videos and press the bell icon. If you are new on my channel, then please do support me. Okay, so you can see that we have the day 2 of SQL SQL Server uh, concepts. So today we are going to use the daily various daily use SQL commands, and I will try to get familiarize you with all these commands. Okay, because you have to use in your day-to-day and programming or day-to-day SQL concepts. So stay with me and watch the entire video to learn. So these are the topics which I am going to cover. Select listings. Okay, how to use top statement. Okay, where conditions and in where conditions are the different conditional operator and or not, order by clause, or update, delete, or insert a statement, minimum, maximum, average, count, or sum. These are the functions, SQL function that we use, like or the while characters, then in between and aliases. So these are the important SQL commands which we used in our daily use. Okay, so let me start the SQL Server 2019. I'm going to open the SSMS SQL Server Management Studio. So I have a table uh, inside my library database. So let me just first access it. Okay, to show you what we have inside that table. Okay, so library dot dbo dot ad user. So ad user is the table within this library database. Let me just run this query. Okay, select start. I'm fetching everything from this table. Okay, so this is the command. If you have not attended my last video, you can watch that and you can get familiarized. Okay, how to use the different commands, how to create the table. And also in last video I created the tables with different uh, columns. Okay, these are the columns. Okay, user id, username, etc., and the convert method, and we also modified the table, drop the table, and other concept we cover up there. So please watch that and you will get more familiar with the the SQL concept. So this is the table I'm just access I have accessed. Okay, and you can see these are the only contents I have in this table as of now. Okay, so only four rows are present. Okay, which is starting from the user ID 1000 to 1004, and these are the contents. Okay, so the first command is select. Okay, so if you want to select the entire data, you can put the select asterisk from library.dbo.ad user. But if you want to filter the certain columns, okay, then you can write like let's suppose you want user ID. Okay, or you want the user first name only. Okay, so you can uh, write the column separated by comma. Okay, instead of this asterisk, and you can simply execute the query and you will get the selected columns only from the tables. Okay, So this is for the select statement. Select is basically, to fetch the data from the tables, okay, and that data you can, use in your programming in different ways, okay. Now select distinct. So obviously you know that in my table, okay, I don't have any such field, okay. Give me a moment, let me just show you the entire data once again, okay. So you can see like in my table, okay, you can see last name is coming, 4 times Ansari, okay. So I'm going to, if I want how many distinct names are user last names are there, okay. So I can put like, give me a moment. So this is the keyword distinct, okay, and we have the distinct clause we have to use, okay. We can pass like distinct user last name, okay. From this table, let me just run it. See, only two distinct last name are present, Ansari and Kumari, okay. So this is the way how can we use the distinct. Okay, distinct, so you get the idea, like the distinct is basically, to filter the duplicate, values, okay. So since this Ansari was coming 3 times or 4 times, okay, so we have, filter it, okay. So distinct is basically to, if you want to, fetch the data without duplicate values, you can use distinct, okay. So you can get the idea how many distinct values are there, okay, against a particular column, okay, in a particular row. So let me back. So we have total 5 rows here, okay. Now give me a moment. Select top. If you want to select only, few rows, okay. um, First, 5 rows, 2 rows, or first 100 rows. Let's suppose we have, ample of data in the table, and we want to filter only, a portion of data, okay. So we can put the top keyword, okay. So how can we use it, okay. Top, let's suppose top 2 star. So only top 2 rows, if you want to, view from the table, we can use the top keyword, okay. Let me just run it. So you can see only the first 2 rows are getting fetched through this SQL statement, okay. So we have covered select distinct and select top. Now the where conditions are basically, to filter the data, okay. Based on a particular condition, you can fetch certain rows from the table, okay. So where clause, okay, give me a moment, let me just go back. So you can see like we have these number of rows, okay. If you want to, fetch the data for a particular user ID, let's suppose, okay, how can you do that? You have to use the where condition, okay. So how can we use that clause, okay, and put the user ID. Let's suppose user ID, give me a moment, user ID equal to is an integer value. Let's suppose we want to fetch the data only for a particular user ID 1005. Then we need to, pass the where condition, okay. Through this where clause or keyword, you can fetch the, with particular condition, you can fetch the data for a particular, particular row that you want, okay. So you can do in this way, okay. If you want to use the or statement, how can you do that, okay. The user ID is equal to 1005, or the user last name, let's suppose user last name or user first name is equal to Neha. So you can use the or clause, or condition, operator, okay. And you can see like this way also you are able to fetch the same row, okay. If I put the user ID 1005 and use the or statement, first name is Rafi, So it will fetch the data. You can see it is fetching the data for user ID 1005 and the user first name is Rafi. So the two rows are fetched. Okay. So in SQL statement, if you are putting the OR clause, it will check for both the conditions. Okay. But if I put the AND, okay, so obviously AND means a user ID should be 1005 and the username Rafi. So obviously we don't have any such data. Let me just show you again. So for 1005, the user first name is Neha, not Rafi. Okay, so obviously this condition will get failed. Okay, so if I run this condition, this SQL statement, you will see there is no record. But if I run it with Neha, then you will get 0. This is the way how can we use the AND condition. Okay, in AND condition, both the conditions should be satisfied, and that is to be particular row only. Okay, so in table, if we have the n number of row, if we want to fetch the data based on the this AND operator, then we have both the conditions should be satisfied, or whatever condition. If you are putting the n number of condition in where clause, all the conditions should be true, then only you will get the data for that particular row. So hope you got it. Now let me just move ahead. Okay, so I have covered the where and or not statement or not condition. So if this not operator condition you are going to apply in SQL statement, what would happen? You can exclude the data based on this condition. Let's suppose uh, we have these much these records, okay, in this particular table. So if you want to filter only ID which are not equal to 1000, so we can do this like not equal to 1005. Let me just comment this. Okay, so you will see that we have filtered this 1005 through this not operator, uh, not conditional statement, not equal to 1005. Or if you want to check multiple conditions, okay, user ID not in, so you can use the not in clause or condition. Okay, how can we use that? Okay, let me just comment it. For commenting you need to type this hyphen twice. Okay, that will comment the line where user ID, simply write the user ID not in. Okay, not in angular bracket 1005. Let me just filter this 1005 and 1000. Simple. So what we will get, let me check it. So we have filtered 1000 and 1005, and we are getting now 1001, 1003 and 1004. So this is the way how can we use the not operator or not condition or not clause in SQL. Okay. Okay, how to use the order by. So if you want to use the data in a particular order, okay, let's suppose you want the data in a particular order from a table. Okay, how can you organize your data? Ordering means the organizing of the data. Okay, so how you can do that? How to organize your data? So there is a very useful condition or a keyword we have as in SQL. Okay, or we can say the clause we have in SQL. What is that? That is order by. So order by, let's suppose we want to use a first name in a particular order, because you can see the user ID is already organized in a particular order. Okay, it is in incrementing order. If you want to organize the user first name, okay, data in order by user first name, so you can use this order by clause and you can simply write this and you can run this query. So you can see it is in incrementing order. M N R S. Okay, if you want in descending order. So you can simply write, by default it is in ascending order. If you want in descending order, so you can simply write DESC, that is for descending. Okay, so let me just give this space to make it more clear, and you can see the order will get changed. Now it is in descending order. Okay, S, R, and M. So this is the way how can we organize our data by this clause, order by clause, order by keyword. So now we have covered till order by of point number 3. Update. Okay, there is a requirement always. Okay, if you want to if the data is already there in the table, okay, for a particular row or particular column, you want to update the data. How can you do that? So we have the update clause or update you know keyword. Okay, how can we use that? Okay, simply we can do like uh, update statement. Okay, update, then we write this table name, and simply let's suppose we want to set any column value. Okay, Sahida last name is coming as for user ID 1004. Sahida, the last name is Ansari. Okay, so let me just change it to Khan. Okay, so how can we do that? Okay, so user last name equal to Khan, and we can provide where user ID equal to 1004. So one row is affected, completion type this one, and you can see, like, let me just run it, simply run it. No need of clause, order by clause. Okay, so you can see like Shahida last name is changed to Khan now from Ansari. Okay, so this is the way we can update any particular column of a particular row. Okay, now delete. If you want to delete a particular row or entire data, how can do that? Okay, if I will write something like this, okay, delete from, okay, this table, will delete the entire data of the table. So I'm not going to delete the data because I need it, but this is the way how can we do delete the data entire table. Okay, but if I want to delete a particular row, how can do that? Suppose we want to delete the 1000. Okay, user ID 1000 data, so we can simply write where user ID is equal to 1000, and you can run this command. One row is affected, and now you can see that this 1000 user ID is not present, row is not present anymore. Okay, so see, now this is a way how can we delete the data from the table. Okay, we have, so far we have covered the order by, update, and delete. Now if you want to insert the data, okay, let's suppose we want to insert the data in this table, the same data, okay, which I have deleted. Okay, how can we do that? Okay, so we can write simply select, sorry, have to use the insert into statement, then we have to write this table name. Okay, values of this table is auto increment, so we need not to provide that. Okay, suppose the first name is Rafi, the last name is Ansari, and is male, birth is 1985, and the Password, let's suppose Rafi uh, 1234. Okay, and now the email. Okay, so the email address is rafti@gmail.com, not the right email address of mine. Okay, and the term and condition is while, let's suppose, and the username. Okay, so you can see the username, let's suppose, is Rafi1234. Okay, username is also 1234, password is 1234. Okay, so if I run it, this query will not work. Yeah, I know why. Okay, give me a moment, let me just run it. Okay, so we are seeing like the implicit conversion from the data type variable character to binary is not allowed. Why it is coming? Because if I open the database, okay, give me a moment, let me just open this database first. So we are using this library database. Okay, so inside this library database we have the table AD user. Okay, let me just expand first to AD users. Okay, if you will go to column, you can see this password, user password is binary. Okay, binary 50, not variable character. But I'm here passing the variable character. So what we need to do in order to convert it, so there is a function convert. I will use it, okay, to binary 1050. So this is the way we can do the conversion. Now if I try to execute this statement, you can see the one row is affected. That means the data is inserted. Okay, so if I go back and check the data, what I will found, so you can see now the user ID of Rafi is 1006. Okay, earlier user ID was 1001. Okay, uh okay, so this is the way how can we do the uh, insertion or insert the data into the table. Okay, now we have the very useful functions like minimum, maximum, average, count, and sum. These are the function which we used over the in integer numeric values. Okay, so how can we do that? Let's suppose we want to check the minimum of the user ID, so we can write minimum of the user ID. Okay, in all of these user ID, I want to check which one is minimum. This is the small data, but let's suppose we have a very big table, okay, where we have the million of records. Okay, so we cannot uh, uh, figure out this. Okay, so that's why we have these functions. Okay, so let me just write the user ID, minimum user ID, to check which one is the minimum user ID from this table. So we can write simply this statement. Okay, give me a moment, and we can check this is 1001 is now the minimum user ID. Okay, so if I go back and check it, give me a moment, take the entire data. If I run this, so you can see on the screen like the 1001 is the minimum user ID. Similarly, if you want to check the maximum, so maximum will be 1006. This is 1006. Okay, if I want to check the average, simple way is average avg function. 1003 is the average of all the user ID. If you want to check the count of the user ID, how many user ID we have, simply we can write 5. Similarly, if you want to check how many records are there, simply we can This is also giving you the idea about how many records are present in the table. So there are total 5. Okay, if you want to check like this, you can also do that. Result 5. Since we have the 5 record, only 5 records in the table. Okay, so if you want to calculate the sum of a particular column, you can do this like. So it is giving the summation of total user ID. So these are the useful functions which we can use in our daily SQL writing or SQL programming, or in any kind of programming you are using where you have to use the SQL. So you can have the idea of these SQL commands. Okay. Okay. If you want to, let's suppose we have, give me a moment. You can see like we have Shahid and Shahida. Two user first name are Shahid and Shahida. Okay, so how can we filter using this like keyword? Okay, give me a moment. We can put the condition where we have the certain portion of name you are aware, like the last name is starting with certain characters, but you are not aware of the entire name. Okay, or you want to check how many user first name starting with name, this name is present in the table. So for that purpose we use the like and while characters. Okay, so we can use where user id, user first name like. Okay, then we can pass the portion of the user first name like Shahid. So if I give only underscore, so this means after this Shahi there is one more character at the end, but what is that character I don't know, and how many names with such conditions present in the table, we can check it. Okay, so this is the way of checking that. So you can see Shahid is present. Okay, but if you want to check starting with this name Shahi, how many total number of users are present there which have the user first name starting with this, you can do this like this. You have to use this uh, percentile or percentage correct and you can run the query. So you can see like Shahid and Shahida both are present in this table. Okay, so there are total 2 names, okay, which are starting with Shahi. So this is the way I'm just have give you the idea of using the while characters and the like statement. Okay, like keyword or like clause. Okay, like a statement, whatever you can say. Okay, now moving ahead. Okay, so in. So I have already give you the idea when I use the not in. Okay, so obviously the in keyword. Okay, so if you want to check the, give me a moment, let me just remove it. User ID in clause, you can write, and you can write like where the user ID, only certain user ID you want to filter, like 1001 and 1005. Okay, where the user ID is 1001 or 1005. Okay, only for these user ID we have to fetch the data, so we can write the SQL statement with this in clause or in keyword. Okay, in where condition. So you can see like the user ID 1001 and 1005, the data has been fetched. Okay, so this is the way how can we use the in statement. If you want to exclude it, simply you can write the not in, so the data will be fetched other than these user ID. This is the way how can we use the in statement or not in statement in our SQL. Okay. uh, if you want to use the alias, okay, if you have the big table name, and you have to use this table name, okay, multiple times. That's especially in if you are going to use the joins, okay. Means you have to join the table, a particular table, to multiple tables, and every time you have to put the certain conditions, okay. Then you can use the alias for this table, because you need not to write the lengthy name of that particular table. Here you can see I'm writing library to this, okay, which is really lengthy, okay. So I can simply write as ad, okay, and we can write this condition like ad dot user, okay. So this will also give me the same condition, but especially if I'm going to join this with multiple tables, okay. Here I'm using single table, but I'm just giving you idea how can we use the aliases, okay. This is one way, and you also use like this, okay. So both will give you the same results, okay. This way you use the aliases. Now if I want to check the between, okay, so between, okay, so how can we use that? Okay, so we can use like, give me a moment, let me just remove this alias. Yeah, remove the, if you want to fetch the data with a between condition, okay, for a particular for user IDs, how can we use that? Okay, so user ID, where user ID we can write the between, okay, between 1001 and 1003. So this include 1001 to 1003, and will provide you the data. Give me a moment. Let me just run it. So only two records are coming. Okay, I think 1002 is not present. That's why we are getting only two records. So you can see the ID 1001 and 1003 are only present. Okay, so this will give you the result including the 1001 and 1003 user ID. So if let's suppose there is a 1002 user ID is also present in the table, then we will get that row as well. So this is the way how can we use these SQL commands in our day-to-day programming, or these concepts are really gonna help you in your day-to-day and SQL programming or programming, where in some firms or others, okay, you have to use this these SQL concepts. So if you like this channel, hope I have give you the better idea and you would be able to use it further. And if you like this channel, sorry, this video, please like and subscribe my channel, and give a thumbs up and share this video with the other. This is the only way supporting me and motivating me. So please do it. Thanks for watching it. See you soon.